Here's a quick video on the 3 styles of wrestling. One is just the kind of a bully, right? You're a really short, super muscular guy, and you just beat people up, make them tired. A lot of coaches still preach this. It's Kerry Cola, I think, said it was, he kind of says he got sucked into it. Those of us in the late 90s, there were some remnants from the 1970s, 1980s style of wrestling. And, I think we all did a little bit back then. I graduated in 94 from college at Oklahoma State, and I think Kerry was like 96 or 7. But, that really is from the 70s and 80s. I'm going to make you so tired that you're going to be a rag doll for me, right? And the parents like it, especially dads. My son's going to be a warrior. He's going to destroy his opponents and break their will, right? Sounds cool. Kind of rocky, right? I just run out there and start slugging. And you beat the hell out of me, but I just slug so hard that I eventually win. It's all heart. It has nothing to do with anything but how hard you punch and how much heart you have, right? Now, that's still taught a lot nowadays, sadly. Then you have the technical wizard wrestling, right? They score. I mean, they get one single leg in the air, they score. They get one cross wrist, they score. They don't need to get. They don't need to stand up 7 times a match to get an escape, like the super tough guy. Just wrestle hard and be in good shape and just be a big tough guy, right? That guy has to probably stand up 6 or 7 times to get an escape. Whereas the technical wizard, they get their hands locked on a cradle, ref starts swiping. They get a single leg, boom, 2 points are going up, right? Sure, not every time, but their percentage of finishing on their execution of their opportunities is very high, right? Then there's the positioning wrestler. They're so difficult to score on. They're in every single match, and they're also very great technically. Our approach over the past 21 years is a little bit of both. Number 1, hold position. Number 2, score every chance you get. When we're not scoring, we got to figure out why, and we attack that from a technique standpoint. So a lot of the technical wizard wrestling, they get scored on a lot. So we like to say this. In practice, if we wrestle a 15-minute go today in practice, I would rather win 5 takedowns to 0 than win 20 takedowns to 15. If I get 20 takedowns, that's good. But if I gave up 15, then there's some holes in my game, right? So it's better to win 5 takedowns to 0 than 20 takedowns to 15. And then I'm working, now I can work towards eventually becoming 20 takedowns to 0, which is dominance, right? But let's pretend we're going to have a few close matches a year. Let's pretend that some of our opponents are very good. They deserve some respect, right? You're not going to beat everybody 20-0, and you're certainly not going to do it nowadays just through willpower and, conditioning and just being really tough. Now, also the position holding wrestler, sometimes they don't score enough. They're not doing anything, right? So we're always on our athletes to do this. We want to have the best stance in America. We want all over the nation, people to say, those people are hard to score on, man. That's just the way it is. And then we want to be picking our opponent apart. So we like to say, score every chance you get, because I think if you preach the combination, our drill regimen is tremendous. Our world-class wrestler program and our academy has a 5+ page drill plan. You wouldn't believe what our high school and even our 8 and 9-year-olds are doing, right? In our elite room, we have a 3-page drill plan. In our regular academy, we have a 1-page drill plan, and they progress up according to, their desire to train, right? And their skill level. But we also have a heavy emphasis on, we evaluate our matches and say, it's better to win 1-0 than 13-12. Winning 1-0, we don't want to have close matches, but if the match is close, and Kyle Schneider has close matches, so did the Olympic champs, so we can afford to say our high school kids and our middle school kids and youth kids should be afforded we should afford them to have some close matches, right? They're going to have some. So we don't want to win 1-0, but we also don't want to win 13-12. We want to win 13-0. So right now we're like, okay, you had some losses. Were they close? Yes. Didn't get blown out of the water? No. If you did get blown out of the water, we look back why. So I got taken down 4 times with a single leg. Okay, now let's look at why. Because most people would say, let's work single leg defense. I want to know why they're in on my leg 4 times in a minute and a half to begin with. Ah, that's positioning. Okay, now maybe it was reaching, right? Maybe our opponent just had an amazing elbow pass and scored our single legs on us. Our opponent was better. He was a technical wizard. We have to fix this. We have to counter this elbow pass now, right? So if you start evaluating your wrestling from a technique standpoint and a positioning standpoint together, I think you're going to have more success. Focus on positioning and scoring every chance you get. Become a mat wizard, and I think you're going to have a lot of success. I will say that in 2019, 14% of Missouri's high school state champions came from our Monday, Tuesday, or Wednesday room. And those are kids who trained all the way up to Halloween, which is the cutoff. I didn't count the kids who trained with us, 5-6 years as kids and who haven't trained with us much in high school. I don't count those. I only counted the ones who trained with us the entire postseason the year before. Most of those, the average was 4 to 6 years they trained with us. So I'm not bragging, and they have a lot of great coaches. I'm just saying these coaches are using us to help supplement their great efforts while they're off coaching football and these other things. And the workout partners are certainly helpful. But 24% of the high school state finals matches in Missouri in 2019, I had at least one of our wrestlers in those. I'm not counting my brother's academy kids. So our kids are winning at a high level. College coaches are pounding down our doors for our athletes, and they respect the fact that our kids are high percentage and they're in every match, right? And that comes through positioning. And then once you're in it to win it, then we got to become a technical wizard. So now that we can say, okay, we're separating ourselves from those of us below us, because the guys and girls who only focus on positioning, a lot of times they never widen that gap. So the combination of the last 2 styles, I think, is the best way. You can agree or disagree. I'm just showing you what we do, and we wish you great success.